Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Cosmic Mystical Goddess. Okay, this is not going to be a tutorial video. This is going to be one of my very transparent videos that I think I've ever recorded, and I'm going to share with you guys. I hope this is going to help you. Okay, if you landed on my channel and on this video specifically, you definitely need to watch. Okay, this video will be timeless, so anybody who lands on it, trust me, it is something you need to pay attention to, whether it's for you or whether it's for a loved one around you. Okay, so I want you to get your blanket, get comfortable, get in your bed, get snuggly, make sure you do everything you need to do so you can really watch this. Okay, get your wine. If you're watching me on the big screen in your house and you're, or on your laptop or your phone, wherever, I'm sitting here and I'm spitting the tea because God has divinely put this on me to help you guys. Okay, a lot of things that I'm listing here, I've literally experienced I've experienced it myself. Okay, so I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to break it down for you to a science as much as I can without being too lengthy of a video. But yeah, these are like 8 signs of being hexed or cursed, whether it be a new curse, a new hex, or generational. Okay, evil eye could be in there somewhere, but most of them are for hexes and curses. Okay, curses being a lot heavier, right? So I want to tell you guys something right off the top of this is that you guys, some people are really naive. I know I used to be really naive, and I think that people are like really good human beings because as a healer, as an empath, as a intuitive being, an oracle, an alchemist, I just feel the like to be giving, you know what I mean? To always be sharing and helping people. So, when somebody says, I'll pray for you, I used to really take it like, oh my God, that's so sweet of you. No. Not everybody who's praying for you is praying for your upcoming, okay? A lot of people be praying for you, but for your downfall, okay? Yes, I said it. So if you go to church on Sunday, this applies to you. Whether you go to the mosque or the synagogue, doesn't matter what your spiritual belief is. Not everybody's prayers are really for your upcoming. A lot of times they're praying for you to fail, okay? So be wary. So the first one is sex. Okay, so the first way to tell if you're being cursed or hexed or people are doing work on you, a lot of times it's through sex. Okay, not that that's how the working is being done, but this is what's happening to you. So you're overly sexually promiscuous or have a high sex drive. Doesn't mean that having one is a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about balance. Like, it's taking over your life. Like, you're so promiscuous, you're putting yourself in danger. Okay, because this person wants you to get a disease. They want you to, or these people, because it could be more than one person who's working on you. Okay, some of you guys have many enemies. Okay, not just one, just because they hate on you because of who you are. Okay, not necessarily because of anything you've done to them. So none of this is warranted. It's not like you did something to these people. They're just, on attack mode. So you're not in your head, right? You're not thinking like some irrational person. And this is not to say if you have any medical or mental health issues. I am not a doctor. I'm not here trying to diagnose anybody or undiagnose somebody. I'm just speaking from a spiritual place, okay? Behind the veil, right? So make sure you're not just looking with your spiritual eyes when you're or your spiritual ears, like with your regular ears. Listen with your spiritual ears when you're watching this video, okay? To be completely aligned and understanding where I'm coming from. So with the sex, it means a lot of times they sent you a spirit of lust. So a lot of times you won't be able to keep partners. You won't be able to get into relationships. And if you do, there'll be situationships, okay? Meaning people will lust after you, they want to engage and have sex with you, but they will never want to commit to you, okay? That's another way of telling, is if you have everything lined up in your life, everything's going well, but that just seems to be a problem. No matter what you're doing to unblock certain things, is nothing's happening for you, okay? They're also assigned to you a spiritual husband or a spiritual wife. Okay, and I never really hear too much people speaking about that here on YouTube, but spiritual husbands and spiritual wives are a real thing. Okay, where people conjure up these spiritual beings. Sometimes they were actually people who roam the planet. They go to the cemetery, get their, you know, body parts and whatever, and they conjure certain spirits to do certain things. Okay, and you know, these spirits are attached to you. That's why, you know, you have to be careful about spiritual attachments and who you lay down with and being unequally yoked and all that stuff, right? That's why the black walnut bath is really good for a lot of this stuff. So having a spiritual husband, you know, you wake up in the middle of the night, or a spiritual wife, and you're just overly sexualizing yourself. Okay, intimacy is beyond your imagination. Like, you're just, you know, bat nuts right now. Okay, and everybody has high periods in their life where they really like to be extra. You know, we all get that time of the month where you're just a little bit more happier in that area, because I'm on YouTube, because I gotta sense, you know, choose my words wisely. Okay, but at the same time, you get what I mean. So, but I'm talking about this like on a continuum basis, like daily, like, you know what I mean? You can like do this like maybe 7-8 times a day, or it's interfering with your daily life. Okay, or you're just you're having a lot of these dreams at night, and you just feel like you're in a relationship with somebody. Okay, so that is your spiritual husband or wife that they've sent to you. Okay, another one, number 2, would be, I have a list here, so I just have to make sure I keep on track. So unexplained bruising and scratches. Okay, that is another telltale sign of being hexed or cursed. Okay, so when you go to bed, you know, at night, most of us, we all take showers or whatever daily. And you'll notice that your body doesn't have any markings on it. You know, after you lotion, put your bonnet on, and you go to bed. But when you wake up in the morning, you have like unexplained markings on your body. Okay, whether it be bumps, bruises, or scratches. It can come in any of those type of variations. And you're looking at, and you're like, what in the hell? Like, what did I do? I went to war? You literally did. You actually probably went to war. Okay, it's spiritual warfare, right? So that's another sign of being hexed. It's not set in stone, but I'm just giving you some things to go by. Okay, knowing if somebody, which is number 3, would be voodoo dolls or puppets. Okay, or skull work, meaning head work. Okay, so they have these animated, or they have these actually tangible physical things that they're using. You know, you can make puppets. Actually, I think I have one drawn here. So this would be like a voodoo doll, okay, or a puppet, because voodoo dolls are usually like a fabric type, and puppets are usually made out of fabric, but they're just like man-made really quick. Okay, but voodoo dolls kind of look like this. Okay, and they're stuffed with your picture or all your stuff. Maybe your underwear is in there, your panty, whatever. Okay, and they put a lot of herbs and stuff to like block you, right? And nasty things to happen to your life. And then they poke it with like all kinds of things, right? So that's when you get like a lot of headaches sometimes, because they do head work on you. And a lot of times when they do these type of workings, they do it in the night. Whenever they're activating and they're working on these things, because they work on them daily to make sure that it's causing, you know, giving you a destructive pattern in your life, they will do these things in the nighttime. Okay, because that's the best time to work on people, is usually in the night. So you'll get like pains in your body that are just like really out of nowhere. You know, it could be old age too. Like, yeah, I'm getting older. Like, I could be some of you guys auntie, some of you guys mama. Like, I'm 46. I'm not no spring chicken. Like, I'm almost 50, right? So trust me, I'm talking from experience. So let me tell you something. You can get headaches and like onset. Like, if you don't suffer with headaches and migraines, trust me, this could be like one of the things that you will notice. Like, I normally don't ever suffer from headaches, and I don't mean once in a blue. I'm talking about random and like periodically. Like, you'll just get head pains, but it'll be like just for a few hours, and it'll go in and I'll come back, and no matter what medication you take, nothing's working. Okay, so that could be another sign. Another one would be you're lost in finances. Okay, meaning they're affecting your work. They're trying to cause havoc with you and coworkers. You know, business. You're losing your car, your house. You know, anything to do with your financial status. Okay, they'll attack your money, and a lot of them will go to that first. Okay, And usually people who are jealous of you will go and give you the sexual partner, whether it be a spouse that you were formerly with, or even like friends who are jealous of you because you seem to be very attractive and you attract mates very easily. They may want to do something like this to you, okay? But for the loss of finances, anyone is fair game, okay? So sometimes this is your family, sometimes this could be neighbors or envious of you, friends, people who are close in your proximity, you know? Like if you ever notice most murders that happen to women and men, they usually look to the family and friends first, right? And they question them, ask them, do you know anybody else outside of, you know, these people that would try to do something to harm them? Because 90% it's the people who know you and know what you're about that are coming for you, okay? So it's not some random stranger. Like, it does happen, but more than likely, it's people you know. And they themselves may not be doing the physical work. They may be paying somebody to do it. And let me tell you, these things can be very expensive, and they will spend their last dollar to mess you up, right? That's how obsessed they are with you. So be mindful of that, okay? Loss of connection. So it's like a domino effect, right? See, what I've told you guys so far, the 4 of them that I mentioned, these all can happen like simultaneously. They can all happen like, you know, periodic, like one after the other, like a domino effect, or they can happen just along the path of them doing the work on you, okay? Or you might only get 2 out of them, or maybe just the 1 would be the money, okay? Loss of connections is number 5, and that is to alienate you. And I'm not talking about if you are an introvert, right? Because I'm extroverted to a certain extent, but I'm very introverted. Like, I keep a lot of my life very private. I'm very to myself. So a lot of people will try to make you like in a solitude position where nobody wants to come around you. They're going to alienate you, like kind of how an abusive partner would do, right? So they'll ostracize you so you're not around your family or friends. Same thing that they're doing, but in the spiritual realm, right? And you're just like, why do people don't want to answer my call? Or why this person doesn't want to be around me? Like, it's just, or you're bickering with people. Like, you'll say something to somebody and they'll start picking at your conversation, trying to make an argument. You're like, that's not even argument worthy. You know what I mean? Like, you know something's off, but you just can't put your finger on it, okay? So that would be another thing that they like to do. So you'll notice that you're having confrontation with a lot of people, whether it's in your own home, you know, a lot of fighting in your home with your children or your significant other, or those who you live with, your roommates, etc., that are ample and they're heightened even more, okay? Number 6 is being watched. Oh boy, this one. A lot of people are being watched, okay? You don't have haters all the time. You know, we all got haters. Everybody pop their collar like, haters gonna hate, right? But I mean, like, hate. Like, you got some serious haters, and they're watching you. They'll make fake accounts to follow you on social media. You know who I'm talking about, right? You know, some of you guys can relate. Like, right now, the light bulbs are going off, right? And usually the first person that comes to mind is who it is, okay? And sometimes when you have to think about it, you're like, you know, some people you're like, no, I don't want to tell them my business. Why are you saying you don't want to tell them your business? Because you know something about them ain't right, right? So being watched, okay, so they'll make fake accounts on social media and stuff, or they'll try to rekindle friendships with you, okay? So say this is a frenemy, right? You're not talking to this person, let's say 2 years, 5 years ago, you used to chat with them and stuff and hang out, and then you guys kind of went your own way. It doesn't necessarily mean you had a big argument or anything like that. You just, you know, fell off, right? But for some reason, they're doing everything in their might to find you. And then they finally reach out to somebody who knows you, and then the person asks you, hey, do you mind exchanging numbers with this person? Because they're looking for you, they want to contact you. Think about it. Because why in the hell do you want to contact me this bad? Like, what do you want to rekindle? Like, I don't really want to know what you're doing. I don't care what's up with you. But hey, everything's well with you. Great. You know, that's awesome. More blessings to you. Ashe, 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 right? But at the same time, you have to be mindful why they want to come around. Because a lot of times, yeah, they may want to flex on you and show you their life and how they're living. But a lot of times, it's not about them. It's mostly about you. They want to see what you are up to, all right? They want to know if their working is working on you. And sometimes they'll send their little minions and their little agents to get the tea on you, okay? Sometimes they'll drive by your house to see, well, let's see how her finances are going. Is her windows empty or his windows empty? Did they move? Is a car gone? Did they lose it? Like, you know? And then they'll go back to whoever's conjuring or doing the work and be like, yo, I paid you this much money, da da da. How come it's not working? I still see this person's driving. I still see, you know what I mean? So just be wary of those type of people who want to come back in your energy space that really don't deserve to be there. It's not like you lost contact with them and it's like, oh my God, what happened to them? I wish I lost my phone. My throat chakra starting to act up, y'all. See? They don't want me spitting this tea, but you know what? I'm still gonna spit it because you know what? I wouldn't change anything or in my life to stop me from speaking and telling you guys today what I need to tell you today. I'm getting water in my eyes because it's so emotional for me, you know? I'm not gonna lie, like I'm a spiritual worker, I'm an alchemist, I'm a clairvoyant, I am clairaudient, I have really a lot of different gifts. One thing that I am not is an astrology reader, okay? So don't ask me about your North Node and any of that. It's not my thing, okay? I love it, I'm fascinated by it, but it's not my gift. But my gifts, I know them, okay? And I, hold on, I need to drink a little water. All right, so let's see if this helps. Yeah, so I don't do any of that type of stuff, but and at the end of it, and I do readings and all that stuff. So some of you guys do ask me, and on Instagram and stuff, or on TikTok, I get messages if I do readings, and yes, I do. Okay, so just to clear that up. So being watched, out of the blue, people trying to reconnect with you, that's a big one. Lingering around or sending their minions to check on you, making fake accounts, stuff like that, because they're not doing it just because they're being nosy, but they're being nosy to see if their workings are actually working. Okay, so or people who like to invite themselves to your house. Oh my God. And I don't mean your friend and your boy or your girl that you'll chill with, that lady friend of yours or whoever. I'm talking about people you haven't been in relations with or connections with them or hanging with them that often, and you haven't seen them in like say 4 or 5 years, and they're like, you actually engaged to speak with them, you accepted that part of the connection, but you didn't say that you want to meet up with them. And how you're going to invite yourself to somebody's house? Like, don't you think that's a little out of pocket? Maybe we can meet up somewhere for a drink or something, right? So be mindful when people want to come to your house, okay? Because they either want to see how you're living so they can report back to whoever it is that is doing the work with them, alongside them, or whatever, or they're coming to gain some access to you. So they need to either drop roots at your house, or ruts, like the old school would say, ruts, or they would be going upstairs using your restroom or wherever your bathrooms in your house and using them to get your DNA, okay? So like your hair, from razors in the bathroom, from, you know, everybody be checking everybody's cabinetries and cupboards and stuff in the bathroom. Everybody be nosy, like, what they got in there, right? So they be going for your hair and your brushes and your combs, whatever remnants you have left over, going through the garbage in your bathroom, so they can do what they need to do to have a stronger connection to make sure that they really mess you up. So be mindful. I mean, there's some people who are wicked enough, they'll take your toothbrush and put it inside the toilet bowl and put it right back in the holder, okay? So let me tell you something. Not everybody is for you like that, all right? Not to say you need to be paranoid or anything, but just be mindful, okay? So another one would be onset sickness, okay? Meaning unexplained sickness. And I don't mean like you have an actual illness, like please go to the doctor, but I'm talking about like how I'm speaking to you guys now freely and explaining to you a lot of these things, what's going on, and all of a sudden I'm sick, like literally, like right now in this moment, like I have pneumonia. Like I'm telling you guys, I have fever, I can't breathe, something's wrong with me. Like it's so sudden, like it's onset, like in the moment, right? Like from happy to from A to Z, like instantaneously, okay? That's another way to tell that it's not normal, right? You go to the doctors, they don't know what's wrong with you, they can't figure it out, it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. It's spiritual, okay? So always make sure you align yourself and do what you need to do to protect yourself and your home and your children as best as possible, and do uncrossings and some of these rituals and stuff that you may need to do may consist, like might take a whole year. Like you might have to do it like every day. You might have to do certain things a lot. So a lot of spirituals won't tell you that, because they don't tell you. They just show you the glitz and the glams, and it can be a very lucrative career. And you know, who doesn't want to be able to help people and be a blessing to others? But there's a lot of things that come with it, you know. So it's really good to know getting into it and being in it, or just being a person that's a chosen one, okay, from birth, because some of you guys were already cursed from your mother's womb, right? So a lot of people didn't like who you were going to be. They knew what your mother was carrying, and some of them were attacking your mom because of her gifts, okay, that she may not even know of, okay, or she may be aware of, but she doesn't want to believe it, okay, for whatever reason, because she's still in the matrix. So, or your father. It doesn't just have to be your mother, right? So it can come from in that form as well. Another way to tell is chaos, confusion, and scattered mind. And when I say that wholeheartedly, like all of us have had that feeling, whether you're being cursed or not, right? But I'm saying this in a way that it's abnormal, okay? I'm not talking about you're confused, like which direction should I go right now? I'm stuck, I'm at a crossroad. You would just do a road opener or something of that nature. I'm talking about confusion every day of your life, where you're not normally confused person to this extent, okay? You're usually a go-getter, you're pretty with it, you know what I mean? You're really witty kind of individual, right? Chaos meaning like everything is chaotic around you, coming from the workings that are being done on you. Your life will look like chaos, because if you're losing everything, your children ain't talking to you, nobody wants to be with you, you have no friends, you cannot keep somebody, no matter how much relations you have with somebody, they're not into you that way, you have a spiritual partner, etc., etc., etc. And also you have a scattered mind. So like how I'm talking to you right now, I'm like, oh, and then the next minute I'm like, oh my God, my life is terrible. You know, you just start feeling really down. And I don't mean like you're bipolar. I'm not talking about the diagnosed people. Like I said, this is only if you're being spiritually attacked, okay? So if you're feeling really depressive, like really dark thoughts, okay, that are really onset and they come sporadically throughout the day, like you don't know when it's going to happen to you, like you're like, oh, I'm going to take a shower, I'm happy, and the next day, like, I don't want to shower. I feel like everything is, you know, because they want you to feel bad, they want you to be confused, they want you to be in despair, okay? You procrastinate a lot. You procrastinate more than ever on things that are like can be really detrimental to your life, okay? Like you just won't do it. You know you need to do it, but you're like, I'm not gonna do it. But you know you need to do it. You want to do it. You just can't, and you don't know for some reason. It's like you're having a hard time, and that's because you're in bondage, okay? A lot of time that is bondage work, okay? So when you're looking at the type of workings that they're doing, you can kind of tell by the certain things that are happening to you, what kind of rituals they're using on you, okay? Maybe a lot of you may not know because you're still new to the craft and to spirituality and spiritualism, but for a lot of you out there who are veterans in the field, like veterans in this behind the veil, you kind of understand what I'm saying, okay? So the procrastination, the thoughts of the real negative thoughts, and everybody has negative thoughts. Let me clarify that right now, okay? So let's say there's not a person on this earth that doesn't have a negative thought, but it's what you do with your thoughts, right? So I can have a negative thought, but they come all the time and they go because I transmute them and I don't pay them any attention. But I mean, when you're paying attention to it and you know something's wrong, because you know you're questioning yourself, like, why am I thinking like this? This is not me. Like, that's because of the working, because your inner self, your soul knows something's happening, and they're making you aware because you're still a soul having a human experience. So in this carnation that you're in, you might still be second guessing yourself, okay? So if you're watching this video, don't second guess yourself. Like, honey, you on it, honey. You really hammering it down, okay? So knowing that, moving forward, what you can do if you're in bondage, okay, you can take like a chain or something that you wear, okay, naturally it could be cosmetic jewelry, because I know you guys don't want to destroy your platinum or your gold or whatever, and then you would cut the link with a cutter, okay, or pliers or whatever, or some form of tool, or if it's really easy to tug apart, if the chain has like clasps, just pull it, okay, and break it. And then you can add it to your bath water with just sea salt, all right? sea salt is very, 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 very powerful, okay? If you don't have any money, because if you're going through financial losses, you know, you'd be going to see spiritualists. You're like, can you help me? And they're like, well, it's going to cost you $700 or how much money they're going to charge. You can't afford it. Like, you're seriously in warfare. Like, you have nothing to you, right? Like, no money. So I'm trying to help you guys that are in a position, not to say that you don't have deep pockets, because if you do, go get the work done, fine. But for those who don't, sea salt, water, holy water if you want. You can get what is that? Zamzam water if you're Muslim. You can use Zamzam. That's their holy water from the Mecca. You can use that too in your practice if you want, and just pray over it, okay? Because like I told you, water has memory. Water is a very powerful tool. Like, no matter what man can clone in life, let me tell you something, nobody can clone water, though. Nobody can make it, right? So, and that's freely given to you. So you can access water, you can get salt to purify yourself. You can get sand, okay, because we are stardust, right? We are the grains of the world. We are dust, okay? And you can use your own DNA in it. You can do you can use your urine if you want. I know some people are not that comfortable. And then use your broken chain and pray over it, okay? You can read Psalms 91, or you, like I said, if you want to use the Bible or if you want to use the Torah, any book you choose, or just pray, all right? And defeat what's happening to you. You may have to do it several times in order to see changes, amongst other things, but that's a good start, okay? Because some of the workings are really, really, really heavy, and it may take a little bit, right? So just be patient with it, but know that you will have joy in the morning, okay? They can't have that hand on you because you're chosen anyways. So, yeah, so like I said, you have sex, you have unexplained bruising and body marks, you have voodoo dolls or puppets, which gives you headaches and, you know, physical ailments and blockages and bondage as well. Loss in financials, okay, losing employment, anything to do with your pockets, okay, getting robbed, whatever it is, anything to do with your money. Lost in connections with people, close and afar, just everybody seems to be an enemy to you for some reason. And being watched, okay, people lurking and trying to come back in your energy space to see what's going on, to see if they can cause more havoc or how much havoc has been done. Onset sickness is another one, and chaos, confusion, and scattered mind, okay? So I hope that sums up. There is still way more on the list, but these are the top 8 that I thought that I should bring to you guys. I haven't really checked out other channels to see how many of the things I have on here they do, but I know they don't have the spiritual sex partner, that's for sure, and certain other ones, okay? So I hope you guys like this video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I know it's been like almost 30 minutes I'm on here chatting with you guys. I had a little bit of a blockage, you know, but I still muscled through it, you know, and gave you guys the nuggets today, you know what I mean? To help you guys break free from bondage. Like, it's just wicked how some people are on this earth that are roaming, you know. Not all souls are gentle or beautiful, you know. Some people are really, really evil, you know, and their obsession with you can be so detrimental that they would rather see you dead than be with somebody else or have a decent life, you know what I mean? So, and envy is a serious drug. And let me tell you something, like, you have a lot of people, like I said, that are around you. You may not have a lot of friends, but it's the people that are closest in your proximity that will be doing things to you, okay? So doesn't have to be like, you know, oh my God, I know it's you. You have to know. They don't need to know that you know. You know, and that's the upper hand that you have, okay? And they don't have that because they think that you're so nuts that you don't know what they're doing, okay? So hint, hint, because even if my hearers are watching, like, maybe I'm still doing me, you know? God has my back, my front, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. I'm chosen, and that will always be, you know? So I hope you guys like this video. I'm going to be back with more juicy videos for you guys. Trust me, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye for now.